keeping spirits high. With every story told, they reach for the sky. We are standing strong and true, bringing hope and news to the people through and through. From the government to the streets, they tell it all. We are answering the call. Now the heart of Salone, we are there shining bright. There to help the poor, bring the truth to light.
Good morning, and welcome to a program we call Colgate Site on YouTube and on Facebook. Who's how we discuss issue the way the front page of the different newspaper then the Polnado for the morning. And after we can don't look at what's in the paper, then say we can come back and bring people the means that we can help you follow watching different issue there. So and something and the paper they're not can touch on some issue them, but if we feel say very much important for let we discuss them and find a way or solution to that particular issue, we can bring and come inside and of course the guest can help you follow we touch on them thing there. So first, hope say don't get a wonderful weekend. This the Monday morning. Let us see what's in italics since Monday for you inside the program this morning for help you for let we see how best we can able for push we country from one level to another. So first, if you just join me, make sure say you like and share the program, and you will not subscribe it, please consider for do so. We go straight and we go look at what's in the front page of the different newspaper and say. The first one at the Premier News will say misdiagnostic of TB in children spark calls for implementation of new guidelines. And you as well get Ambassador Denke bids farewell. And other story for inside this edition of the Premier News. The Concord Times newspaper say, as internal feuds, leadership struggles threaten APC, senior member urge urgent action. And you as well get Parker's murder trial. North says Sia was unresponsive upon arrival at hospital. And misdiagnostic of TB in Salone. Children spark calls for urgent action. You as well get female MP launch mentorship program for future leaders in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone's Alphonsus Bani joined 2024 Dublin platform. Another story for inside this edition of the Concord Times. The next one, at the Sky Times newspaper, we say President Bio champions technology for Sierra Leone's development at Commonwealth Forum 2024. And Cherry Coco, a pillar of dedication and leadership within the APC, championing unity and progress for Sierra Leone. I use agricultural waste to produce charcoal, CEO of Green Energy, and Statistics Sierra Leone holds inaugural publicity and awareness meeting for 2025 census. The next one, now the Freetown Daily newspaper. Minister of Local Government receives donations from People's Republic of China. Statements by Honorable Sir Emerson Lamina at the first Kono Heritage posthumous and living legend and meritorious award ceremony in Kono, and Health Alert and partners concludes third phase of National Youth and Adolescent Family Planning Conference. You will get farewell to Ambassador Kamara, an emotional moment at Sierra Leone Embassy in Tehran. And the next one, the Daybreak newspaper, Dr. Sylvia Blyden in another political controversy. And you as well get PRA Executive Chairman participate in 24th World Petroleum Council Congress. Ambassador Bintu Njai Faith Muslim. The next one, the Calabash newspaper, Imagine African leaders to gather in Nigeria for the Moriba Conte amongst elected participants. President Bio and King Charles lead calls for climate action and global equity at Commonwealth Summit 2024. Indian community support Kenema with solar street lights donation and tree planting. And you as well get MBSSE seals contract with TY Memory for 6,061 solar-powered solar tablets. And we go to the next one. We say mayor commissions 10 classroom, new Kube Municipal Primary School. PRA boss advocates for global energy transformation. And you as well get politics of lies. Honorable AKK School Chief Minister. And the next one, now the feature newspaper, we say doctors are worst paid. Dr. Frede Coker and EBK lecturers exposed. And Salone electoral process questioned. And you as well get tourism ministry withdrew permits to operate Sugarland Beach, and technology is solution to combat corruption. President Bio. And TSC recruits 3,500 teachers. The next one we get now the Mnet newspaper, we say President Bio attends Commonwealth Executive Meeting opening ceremony. And you as well get EPA and NPAA signs MOU to reduce threats to local marine species. And PRA Executive Chairman advocates for global energy transformation. And Ed Sabil's Koidu government hospital, 800,000 new lions in 3 months. Ambassador Atumani Denke bids farewell to Director of Protocol. And you get a News Watch newspaper, we say Salone Cubana, the new palace in Freetown, and APC can't stand losing 2028 elections. NSA boss urged Chinese to expedite stadium rehab. And then we go to the next one. The Owl newspaper say Kenima Boys send strong message to SLPP government for a second successful year. Morocco to host CAF Award 2024. And imposing new taxes on essential goods. Public outcry over new Finance Act 2024. And the next one at the Minute newspaper, we say Dr. Fatima Bio advocates for gender equality at Brigham Young University. And analyzing MCC compact, Honorable AKK criticizes government outlook on energy generation. Readily available. President Bio faces litmus test in appointing new ECSL chief. And the next one at the Awareness Times newspaper, say with his appointment by the board, Asmi Ba is new SLBC deputy DG. And First Lady calls humanity to action at World Trade Center. And we go to the next one. We're in the Voice of Salone newspaper. 2025 census has SLPP hatch another rigging plan for 2028 election. And the Chief Minister versus First Lady saga. Why is SLPP still giving blind eye to the issue? The Spy newspaper, President Bio discusses stronger policies and exemplary action on climate change. And Tony Elumile, climate change action, beneficiary of Tony Elumile Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. And the World Bank urged Sierra Leone to adopt fiscal consolidation measures. The next one at the Apex newspaper, over 14,000 Ebola and COVID-19 samples destroyed in Bombali. And on EcoBank Day, on police concludes senior leadership training for senior officers at King Tom Police Barracks. And Ambassador Atumani Denke bids farewell to Director of Protocol. And the Watch newspaper says Sierra Leone launches Real Man campaign to engage men in gender violence fight. And PLO Lumumba cautionary tale lesson for Francis Ben Kelfala. Deputy Speaker enforces 5,000 new lions fine on non-compliant ministries. And we go to the next one. The Night Watch newspaper cries from within a vampire circle. SLPP selfish, SLPP greedy, SLPP arrogant, sings Kenema Boys. And you as well get EU 7th edition beach cleanup concludes. And High Court slammed injunction on Sovola chieftaincy. Illegal demolition at Bathurst. And not only prepared in this, where we get inside the program this morning, we take a short break and then we bring we guests inside the program for let we discuss the different issues them.
In the heart of Sierra Leone, a beacon shines so bright. We are online TV, spreading truth and light, helping those in need, lifting spirits high. With every story told, they reach for the sky. We are standing strong and true, bringing hope and news to the people through and through. From the government to the streets, they tell it all.
We are from governments to the streets and the opposition too. We therefore talk about everything where they happen inside the country. Of course, we go straight and begin look at what in the happen. What's how we do right now with regards we country in economy. We see the exchange rate. They go on because we get this famous quotation where they go all around from our former finance minister say if any government engage in propaganda for sake of the economy, well, the exchange rate na ain't go be the one where go always they disgrace them. So, usai we dey exchange rates, usai we dey the country economy, inflation rate, usai we dey the country economy, ideas, policies from the government, usai we dey. This na all of the things. Then one day we been dey talk here and we put three things that we responsible for the country economy, sound economic policies. Yes, from the government. You get the government, you get the you get the companies where you go see the private sector, and then you get the people. The three sectors them we responsible for any country economy. The government are the leader with not for employ people more, but now for create sound policies them, where then they enforce and make sure say then go by them seriously, and then you get and then they put other things them in place where for back up them policies them. You get as well the private sector where responsible for bring them different things them. You go ahead and say factory, they don't build factory, and they employ almost 1,000 people, they don't build this thing, then they try for make raw materials inside the country, be finished products before ever they export them. And then you get the people them as well, where, themselves gets way out and they engaged in terms of the economic activities. Then get their own business the way they engage, and then same way so get waiting and they do for make sure so they support the government and the private sector. But in the case of USAI, policies than they, but we don't understand within the happen. Then you get better thing where they happen within the private sector, then a very big problem. So we inside the program today, we want for come look at we facing the economic crisis. How we go face the economic crisis? And then we they ask, anyway day where we were able to see a relief for the economy at this particular moment? Well, inside the program this morning, especially where they talk about the signing of the 2024 Finance Act. Inside the program, we get Cyril Django, where in the money business, how the economy they go. Now, he can really discuss, anywhere, any south side it go, for make sure say it help the government for let them think how for push or make certain policies them they in place, how for implement certain things them, waiting at the way how it can help for correct the government in some of the actions the way they take. Well, if then they listen to them, then it only prefer better solution them for the rest of the years them where it only discuss and things there. So in this morning program we get Cyril Django, we're with you inside the program. Good morning, and we're always happy for getting at the show.
Good morning to you, my dearest brother, and good morning to all of our viewers across the world.
All right, so I hope so you get a wonderful weekend.
Yeah. Pandy blackouts, yes. If you call them wonderful again, ain't no bad.
All right, so let me start the program this morning, and I see things them we actually don't they come up from different paper them, from different things them, and other things them where they go on inside the country. First, let me put this thing where we actually build. We don't know if it even makes sense. You say, and facing the economic crisis, where will Sierra Leone, when will Sierra Leone see a relief? So, the kind of crisis, the economic crisis where we get to right now inside the country, what's that you feel say we go see a relief from this thing?
First of all, now look at the kind of economic crisis we get in Salone. Now watch the kind of crisis we get. Mm-hmm. Because from the public debt department of the Ministry of Finance, then till we see last year alone, a poor country like Sierra Leone, they pay over $100 million in financing in debt. That is the money that they can go and take whether a concessional loan sim or whatever. We in this country, they spend over 55 to 60% of we budget. That is the NRA money we they collect for pay, listen again, for pay debts. And for every year now, for the last 2-3 years, we pay well over $100 million per year, for service we did them. So that is the kind of situation that we spend much more money now, over 55% to 60%, the service debts. Now, it's not bad for take debts, really and truly. In any country, including the US, debt is a good thing for ensure major development in your country. That the debt you use for develop your infrastructure, the debt you use for develop your energy. And when you achieve those two things, natural, foreign, direct, and local direct investment is possible. So how do we salvage this situation? Well, that's this question you would be to ask with just now. The best way we can do is for cuts down on expenditure on the public sector. Now, there are many people in within a public payroll. We truly and fairly suppose for within the private sector payroll. Now, they're supposed to actually be engaged in productive business in the country. But then when you watch at the general employment trend in Sierra Leone, government is the biggest employer. And when you look at the wage disparity, the one way the presidential appointment in line of authority, beginning from commissions within gates, you get past almost dozen commissions within gates. You jump there, you come to them, board them. You get past almost boards within gates. You jump there, you come to deputy ministers. You get several deputy ministers. And you come to even the cabinet, when are the substantive ministers. You jump there, you go to the ambassadors and the press attachés. You find out, say, wage bill is extremely tough, boss. It's extremely tough. So we have to look at something. We have to look at how do we curtail expenditure while managing our debts and providing services. Not look at data look like. Now this is not the African Development Bank, where the report on Sierra Leone was just released. It say
Okay, sorry about that. The internet store all update. You still watch Colgate and we are on YouTube and on Facebook. And we get
taking dates more of
okay, so sorry about that. Waiting be happen. I think the internet all you whilst you are begin talk about the African Development Bank. So if you can take up from that part say now if you want to start with the internet all you.
Yeah. All right. So I look at how bad the economy is from the point of view of the African Development Bank. Then tell we say agriculture fairly and truly grow by 47% of GDP. That is from 2003 to 2022. It grew to up to 60%. So which means with GDP, when you look at the totality of agriculture, don't take 60%. So which means we're doing very strongly. So our best industry is agriculture in Sierra Leone. We're now on 60% of we total economic productivity. We're now called the GDP. Now, one thing we say, it's about, however, then when they employ in agriculture, it declined from 66.5% to 43%. So it essentially tell we see, while the agricultural sector grew from 47% from 2003 to 60% just 2 years ago. Then when they were employed in the sector, it dropped. It dropped by nearly 18%. It means that there is this more of the urban migration and less of the people that feel attracted to the agricultural sector there in the provinces. He also tells me, he said, and this is one way very key, it's very key. He said the industry sector, when you look at it, from 2003, it dropped from 10% to a mere 7% in 2022. You know, what's the industry? You know, like just like you talk about they open this factory, that factory. Actually, we level of industry drop from 10% in 2003 to a mere 7% 2022. That they tell you, say this is a major slap in the face of all these so-called industries that we did see with the open. Now, come to the services sector. I say percentage of GDP in drops. When you compare 2003, now being 37.6% of GDP, that's not the services sector. When you take that 37.60, you come to 2022, it dropped to 29%. So services sector, it did drop in the country. Industry sector, it did drop in the country. And even those who are gainfully employed in agriculture, the numbers, they drop exponentially. And you would wonder that how then can we be paying over $100 million every year in debt servicing when the key economic indicators are not showing signs of progress? Now, a real concern indeed.
So, all thing it up from what I get from you as you talk and manage for see how best I can take a small notes, not for now, but for next time. You know, 100 we get some more to pay. 100 million, over $100 million every year. Compared to what we get for do other things then. So if we get money, so like the money now like recycle bin, it just they can pass, it go, it pass, it go, it pass, it go, how the trust and so they pay back. That's what it's like.
Yes, in fact, you know, it can be where we look at parliament now can realize, say, when they say they give you loan, they don't approve the loan or the concessionary debts. Believe you me, inside 3 months, if you begin for servicer, yeah, if you service, so if not 5-year loan, 3 months later, you did begin service till the 5-year done.
So in other words, inside 3 months, if you begin pay back.
Yes. Now, another problem with taking of these debts, but when you look at what they do with the money, now the concern, Andy, it is a major economic concern for any economic policy analyst in this country for say, okay, what are you doing now? Last Sunday, because last weekend on Saturday, now see that go na this Gloucester, Wellington, Kissi. You know, there's a mountain with the up na Gloucester. When you go up and Canongham, you actually move across all the other parts na Kissi, na Shell, na all parts na the country. If you nearly na Frito here, you nearly access them. They go them bad off. But when you look up this they call it Joanna community, that's not Gloucester, masterpiece houses are there, owned by the very public sector people, and where they get a high pay, and yet the road and very, very dangerous. So you ask, what are this money for? Look at the lights. Right now, they're on a blackout. I mean, solar now turn on for this program. Blackout. What are we? Now, look at this. Let me give you some sense here. When you're talking about economic development, it's just 2 things, bruh. Take me anywhere on that. When a nation has economic development, it means 2 important things you want to achieve. It means achieving energy self-sufficiency, which is 2 things: water supply and power supply, light. When you achieve those, you've actually achieved the first critical step in development. That was when, let's say for Sierra Leone case, you cannot say all homes, but every urban center supposed to get pipe-borne water, where they run to offices, to schools, to business system. That is one sector of economic development. The second one is infrastructure. When you begin to spend on infrastructure, I mean in terms of good roads, stadium, hospital, perhaps even planning for creating a new city. That's now the second thing. When you do those, when you achieve energy sustainability and infrastructural developments, you are in for attract a third sector, where in natural, not a foreign direct investment and local direct investment. Because when they come in, they're going to use power supply. They want to have reliable power supply. They want to be able to use water to flush their toilets, to do their businesses. They'll be happy to come. And then when the next person, you say, oh, the guys have good roads. They have very, very good roads. The roads are leading anywhere in the country. They have a very powerful transport sector, which is also part of the infrastructure. They will come naturally. Now, let's juxtapose those two to our reality. We are yet to achieve energy self-sufficiency. We are yet to even start on infrastructure. So where are these loans going, for which we're spending now over 55% to 60% of our revenue is being spent? I want my people to get that clear. It's been spent on servicing debt. Which debt? Whose debt? Why are we not being simply focused on achieving these foreign direct investment by doing these two things, ensuring a clear-cut solution to energy needs, and two, providing the infrastructure? When those two are achieved, you could justify the loans. You could justify why we, as a poor country, are spending over $100 million every year servicing debt. Surely, because you could lay claims to the two. But in Sierra Leone, so far so good, those two are woefully absent. And that is a serious cause for concern.
So let me look with all of these things. You just don't tell me just no say all things they do up. What I mean all things they do up. The GDP, 60% of the GDP, now from agriculture in go up. But you find out say the one the way they work in the agricultural sector, they don't do up. Yeah. You find out say services don't do up from 37 to 29%. And other things then they way actually they do up. But wait to something there way seem for they go up. Jesus no then don't sign, the president don't sign what they call the Finance Act. Yeah, where the new laws them for way responsible for move the economy according to them to another level. What do you think first of all of this new finance law where the president don't sign? Okay, so the program we watch na called site on where na YouTube and on Facebook, internet or all back. Hope say we will get just not for a resume back, the internet. Okay, yes, you don't come back. So you get me?
Yeah, actually, the network, see, fiber optic what they use now, the off-light study. So yes, give me your question one more time, sir.
Yes. I say with all of this here, you just don't tell me say we spend 55 to 60% of we GDP, the money they get in the country, and for service debt, for pay debt back. You don't say the agriculture in go up, but the one the way they work is don't drop. And other side and the way, government they get the biggest wage bill, for example, employment and other things. But something they will not seem for the drop. Yeah, we find out that the government just don't pass, the president just don't sign the new finance law, where responsible for beaucoup things right inside the country. A lot of people right now they cry. But first, let's ask you as analyst, what do you think about the new finance law? Because anything gets the good, bad, and the ugly part.
Well, as a political economic analyst, feel say the power go sit down carefully and say, hey, rest, really. I think we will not achieve it because let me show you one data first here. Why I talk, let me show you some data here. Now, yeah, we see no the 20 law imports about 380,000 tons, metric tons of rice. Now, 2021. Then it go higher past that, 2022 to 430,000 metric tons. So now nearly 200,000 more, in fact, nearly 120,000 tons more than will be added 2022. But in 2023, according to the Feed Salone report, then we see imports drop to 250,000 metric tons. In other words, it come up from 430 metric tons 2022. It dropped massively to 250,000 metric tons 2023, when a 60% drop. So, well, when you look at it as a layman, I say, Salone don't try you. Salone actually, they don't actually drop the importing of this rice. They don't try. They don't really. In fact, a 60% drop. But when you look at it from the point of view of we do business, rice price, so that the Kushawa, the Abiba, the one we import, in January, they made it over around 800 leones, new leones, or basically 800,000 old leones. As of last week, Friday, where we go check, commit amount for check, again, my team we do check on economic data. One bag is wholesale, and also talk about we go buy and cancel. That way you do buy in large bulk. One bag, big bag race, pushover.
Okay, sorry about that. We really sorry about that. The internet, it look like say we will get for fair time for rewind this program. What we mean, we can come back for the we all sit down together and discuss this again. You get me?
Yeah, I get you. I think okay. Luckily, I think say we don't get fiber optic don't come. Fiber don't come. Now we the change over. Now lead their largest turn on me lights quick, sir. Yeah, turn on me.
No problem. Okay, the program will watch it on our career site on YouTube and Facebook. You will watch the program. Don't forget for share and like the program. Please don't forget for like. You will watch, like and share the program. Yes, it don't come fiber, don't come back. Lights don't come, fiber don't come. Okay, so we move.
Yeah. Yes. So when you see this picture, it's like I say, Salone don't try, But however, when you look at the reality, the next price just go up. It just they claim radically, and they claim every week. So it may mean one thing, that it's not that we don't drop the import of rice, and therefore, because we produce more, because national government say that they feed the Salone say we don't begin to produce more now. People that they buy Salone rice now, they all sell for sale. Lie. I suspect say they drop not because of they supplement with local rice. Since they normally say I ask for another say we say the seller. The man we did farm this we local rice. He say well the rest now for the one we did boo and kenema and that they fed enough for Canada yourself. Otherwise if for itself transporter a problem. So we will not forget we buy one imported rice. Now it is possible that the purchasing of this rice, looking at the inflationary trend, we've been happening to 2022 to last year, desire for drop the imports, which could be responsible for the faster rise in import rice in price from last year, third quarter up to now. In other words, dollar issue is a problem. There is India being stopped for export rice. So is Pakistan, because at times they can stop. Say we have need rice, so low stop. So it could mean not that we are actually now supplementing with our own local rice production, but that those who are importing this precious commodity are now scaling back, mindful that government not agree for stop the tax. And as you don't see, government slap that tax pandemic. So less imports and higher price, while the so-called Feed Salone project is a wall. It's a wall without the siam. But however, the good news is if you are part of the political class, if you are part of the party apparatus, you are getting lots of benefits now because you are accessing the feed salon loans we then get from the Islamic bank. You know, say that in an Islamic bank, the Middle East, and sponsor them. You they get the grants they come, the loan they come, they meet down at the office, then they sit down and say, okay, you, hey, and you, hey. So if you are a party member, no complaint. No. Just know whose side that they shape the money and go there. I can assure you, you will get your own fair share of the field salon project minus actually doing actual food production. So kindly, anybody waiting a party member, we get party card. Military, you say, field salon na masterpiece money, chona, money they ram, plenty. Simply know who side for go na your party office and go harass them and tell them, say, you should come for you, yeah? And so me advise you.
So in other words, the fit salon more or less the benefits party people them, you know, where they up there, we get strong membership card than the actual work we do. Because 1 year ago, just a few days or a week ago, we see the president go to Kaila and talk about the fit salon program, how far they don't go in the implementation of that. When you listen that particular thing there, and you look at everything that happen, what think you mind?
Well, me, na man we the one we know me no see me no deeper bentil talk, I no deeper bentil at all. Where I look at the program, I see Minister of Agriculture, they dance, you know, then they make jamboree. I say, oh, the padia money, na actually the work suba. For common I go, na that part of the country goes, you know, the dance on celebrating everything, field saloon. Na padiem don't go, na fuel sheets price don't go, you know. I mean, na in fact, a time for go spend time with your girlfriend because you went dinner tongue na ya, you go on the field saloon. But the actual thing is, where the rest, where may expect say, to be fair, you will see lined up trucks them where they plan for move with the delegation from the source to Freetown, to Gambia, to Magbroka, to Moyamba, to where they go and sell this rest in a structured, planned way. Now that's how we feel. So yes, if the guy don't actually go make jamboree, none of them foresee truckloads of rice, well bagged, well marketed, moving from points of harvesting to point of need, which is the final consumer. And the guy don't try you. Even the one with the import rates now, don't begin for transfer them money from importing to buying this local quality rice. Now after that, I go say. But as you know, where we go look the picture them and watch, we see then it dance, you know, and so like say na party then girls, you know, but still they dance because they are party members having access to the feed salon, $40 to $50 million money where Islamic Development Bank don't put them. In fact, say that's self with the peso. Shaki been tell we say well, you know been bonny it, maybe small it. So we say, he say, hey, you guys, when I taught kata na una di Allah. Kata no more. When the Lord can, I guess I will sink. Now the kata don't come out and the talk. Now the load go the 2024 finance bill can't take effect. It don't miss it, the rest price don't go up. We're not for being bad. If at all, maybe the supplements from the import to the local. Then the other cement stuff, you wear the billows now, you suffer now, you suffer. You go on billows now, you suffer. The iron rod, the cement, even Sansan, because we cement go up, the one that we really do Sansan say, no, we not go left. So you suffer. Sierra Leone is in an economic mess which needs sober, strategic leadership. We're focused on reducing expenditure and maximizing two things. One, energy. And two, infrastructure. every other thing falls into place because of those two things. But as we speak, when you talk about the energy supply, we are only 20% of coverage of the country. When you talk about infrastructure, no, I mean, we're still very backward. So where are these grants, these concessionary loans going? The answer is join your party now. Go join and get your benefits because it's going directly to the partisan party members.
So you begin to talk about if you not been the president, you for be sit down back and watch this finance act before you sign them. Because this one they create more burden for the people rather than reducing it for the people, and this they make the things they are hard in the country. This they make people and continuously they grumble. What thing they go on for say the Ministry of Finance, the government, they're not actually they feel they're not actually they look at what the people they think now, all what they care about now, what they want for do.
Well, what's in the Apple now, you see, the power not getting no option here. The president not getting no option because now IMF, they don't come review. They can come every 3 months. Sometimes we say, hey, you get for renting you expenditure and try for increase them for pay you debts. And that's the camp for. They're not the camp for cancer. You see, where now for can try for and should see you provide more for your people. Not to the business that they're not missing, but that's not care. They're not be no. And cancer, you say you get for increase your revenue, basic drop. Because if you not increase them, you next time when you go for take debts, we not give you because you usually for pay. So all this finance act and bill is not about ensuring the productivity of the local economy. It is to ensure we're able for sustainably pay with debts because now we don't promise say we go do what you wanna say we can tax the people to the census then they will sober up, we will take more debts and we will take the debts, we will cash them, we will know what else we will do with them. So that is the case. It's not his fault really. If you not do them, then the next time when they go take the next tranche of the old debts where they don't release, okay, yeah, you will not qualify for $30 million. Now, same for take the other 5, they no game. Say, no way, you're not serious. So that make itself sit down say,
for say if you hear them talk say, for example, and talk say then they give 250 million to the government, they're not actually they give them upfront. They give you half. When they say you go according to waiting at the agreement and give another half. Now half after they give you all, while you continuously pay begin that debt say.
Well, you don't catch it now. You don't catch exactly the idea. When I say they don't give you $30 million budgetary support, me say they come one time more. No, it come by how much they fulfill the previous conditions then we then set for you, which includes increasing your revenue base for, shall we say, you aim for payback.
I beg, let's ask something. Something does don't kind of be mind again just now. I want to know if now the same kind of way where they can get conditions then we can attach to the money they have. For example, the MCC couple, then say this now with the give. But if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, where if you look at all of the conditions, them it's like for say it's not possible they don't get the money. But the government they do extra thing in their own power for make sure say they're able for satisfy them people here and get the money. Now so you can tell them for other debts them.
Salone really we get problems. We get problem. MCC not care for energy development in any country, not in a business that's they don't care about that, but they play politics. Yeah. Now listen carefully. After the botched election last year, where the American government through the embassy, they tell we say, hey, enough fair, we need to forget the figures. The stance was that the process was not free and fair. Now that not been a stance, and there was need for review. Guess what we say as a government? We say we are a sovereign country. We are sovereign. We don't accept that. Oh my God! In fact, Timothy Kabar, the foreign affairs minister, begin go visit Russia. Begin tell and say, hey, if we make nonsense with we, but this election here, with a change with foreign policy, with the go team up now to una arch enemy, the Russians. Guess which happen now? With my smart and then change it to it. Now this where we know one Salone, we're strategic to we units, come on with ambits, go for them to Russia. So inside September to October, Salone don't qualify for the MCC. Oh my God, Salone don't qualify. Salone. So every month, say the December to January, Salone don't qualify. Inside April now to May, they can't sign the MCC. Oh my God, they don't catch with them. They don't trap with pap. So we don't go now Russia. Now you want to have our money. All right, we don't sign them. It's approved. You have it now. That was just last month. But see, but don't touch. Touch, but don't take. Take, but don't taste. Taste, but don't swallow. Now, then tell you, say, you have to fulfill still that all requests we didn't make in July and August of last year over our electoral democracy. Then begin back and say, now we finally give this cash. And I therefore still go back on and do them tripartites, you know. I therefore should say I get a clear time frame for post-election handover, review the constitution, all that. So nothing tangible has been achieved by us on that front. And therefore, they say, well, they always use the MCC for Leone stupidity, because the money can forget, no, the calm, a lie, not waste of time. So, if these guys don't achieve the political objectives of the West, which is to have a clear-cut examination of last year's botched elections and bringing reforms to the political system, the Whitman will say, not our faults, please. We are ready to give you the cash, but you're not doing your part. So the MCC is a logic, is a smart Whitman cleverness for ensure say we rein in these guys and ensure they do our bid, and we dangle in front of their faces money will not come. Because in any part of the world, my brother, energy development is not a grant thing. Energy development is not a subsidy thing. It is the investment, the purposeful investment of a government on those sectors through private and public partnership, and not some grants. But oh yeah, we are being used. But then we are glad because fulfill those political conditions and the money will come. And when we go them up, I know safe, Astagfirullah safe, they were not easy for them to fulfill it because they go tip off political capital. But when perhaps we say best case scenario will be fulfill the political conditions, they're going to come back to waiting. What man tell me, you say, they say, hey, EDSA not they run effectively. EDSA did they lose billions. Will MCC bring in their cash to inject in a system where the main authority responsible for an effective energy system is not effective? Will they do it? So that's now part two. So let's try now and achieve the, well, impossible political conditions within other tripartite, within under election results. And then when we're done with that, I can assure you, if we're done with that, they're going to come now to EDSA. You need to reform EDSA before we start to support you. Well, it is a kind of see, but don't take, but don't
and this one,
swallow.
Lap over years and years before ever we reach to all of them stages. So, and then the money will still be with the CM, but it is autonomous before we finish.
Remember, and it's by Roma, be now win $40 million in the same MCC. For what? For the same energy. Remember, no? Yeah, nothing, no come, nothing. So, you cannot develop your country based on subsidies and grants and loans. This is the economic and fiscal policy of President Bill. You can run the Sierra Leone on a system of loans and grants, and not of harnessing your own sector. Now, let me show you the data here. This is the most recent data. We are very blessed in mining resources, very well blessed, very, very well blessed. But however, mining in contribution to the GDP, that is to say, our economic productivity, now less than 1%. The money we would get from mining. We would say, okay, we have gold, bauxite, iron ore in abundance, and others we will not know of. When you watch how much it contributes to GDP, now 0.6% based on IMF figures. Yes, 0.6%. So you want to say, are we smart enough? Are we just being wicked? Are we just being insincere? Because if we are being so blessed with so much natural resources, why should mining only contribute less than 1% when it is supposed to be the chief revenue earner for any country like Sierra Leone? Mind you, and in context, oil is being the chief commodity of Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Iran, Iraq. When you look at those economies, people are not being taxed that much because they are using the oil resources as the supplement towards taxing the people directly. Let me say it again, that because of the oil that they have, they are taxing the people less directly, and rather using the oil revenue for achieve the same two things, energy needs and infrastructure, while taxing their own people less and pouring more of their resources on social and development incentives for the very, very people. Now, come to Sierra Leone here now. We have much more than these Kuwait, these Tajikistan, these Uzbekistan. We have much more than them in terms of the population and our wealth of resources. And yet, mining is producing us only 0.6% of GDP. Are we being cost? Or do we have economic planners that we don't really know which in for the tax plan? Because if me have been a policy maker in any government, we would be actually advocating for a change in the policy of 0.6% in revenue earning compared to our economic potential.
Okay, so
if you not can pay what you want, so that you pay.
You just tell me about the amount of percentage what they get, from we natural resources. I just go again and type quickly, and then we get, for example, diamond export alone in 2023 now $102.49 million, and diamond export for the same 2023 diamond exports US dollar per carat they get 195. So with all long can big money also nothing not the benefit we.
The money the we don't call so don't get almost $1 million per diamond. Now the private sector the money you the contract almost we export not to say that we get some more, not to say that we get some more. That money only pay 1% or less than 1% tax to government in royalty. Now the value of what they export, but now private sector they export the diamond. So imagine almost $1 million exported in diamond. How much government could get? Now less than not $4-5 million. But now they're almost $1 million. So we are not serious people. If we were serious, we would simply re-engineer our fiscal policy for mean one thing: less direct tax on the people and more harnessing of our local resources through two means: local participation in mining. The government could sort of give a loan them, go take loan from the IMF, the World Bank, and give take part in the companies there when they come up from abroad. And then two, having these so-called foreign direct investors actually working with us local partners in owning these mines so that we can retain some of this money with the exports, because the absence of Sierra Leonean representation in the mining sector in any serious level now a cause for concern. So when they say we would export $120 million worth of diamonds, if there is no effective Sierra Leonean participation and involvement and investment and shares, it's nothing, boss. It's nothing. And I can still tell you, our mining industry is supposed to take care of our expenditure needs. But however, in terms of the GDP, with totality of the economic productivity, now less than 1% it contributes when I did disaster for the fiscal policy of government in this country.
Waiting for make we able for benefits more from a mining sector.
Well, we get to tell the politicians and say, allow professionals to run governments. The nature of African politics is that, I can tell you normally, I can always say, make you know. When you see that in a sweat party membership, party card, how you know to party member yet, how you know fit with the way they fed. When they fed for this party card, party, because they not see Africa's fiscal policy benefits party members or those aligned with the presidency or the prime ministership. That's how we develop. So if I want to become rich tomorrow, where I would say, hey, no call me say I'm busy, I did office, I didn't say I'm busy, I will simply have to be part of the system by one, excessively praising stupidity, defending the indefensible, going to party meetings and labeling. Yes, surely Cyril Jengo will be the next guy who will be billing at Gloucester, Kisina. But how can you grow an economy in that front? How can you? My advice is for grow the economy, we need to forget professionalism at the Ministry of Finance, in fact, in all ministries, devoid of party affiliation. I was talking to one man, or affiliates in Nawolgo, FBC, Nawolgo, book here, Ulani book, everyone. He said, he made work for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He named Kamara, Kamara. They said, go Nawara country in Europe. They say, go south for 5 years. But the other people, they say, no, this guy is an APC guy, APC. So then bring him come back. He was so distraught. He said he's not even interested in party politics. He simply wants to do his job. But the system don't become so bad of that. People then say APC. And therefore, any commoner, McKinney, and therefore, then send them back in less than 2 years, come back. So if we begin to correct that, if we begin to appoint professionals in this system, I can assure you, then we're able to use the sense way, Mr. Giso to the government, and then just say they achieve them. No, talk true. Pakaba, to me, not been the worst in time, and not be like doing time. I've been saying it's by too slow, it's too concessionary, it's too bio. But he was simply the best, one of the best guys. I, Sechengo, was working for the Independent Observer newspaper. I was a critic. I was among the guys where they work with Lassana Fofana, leads Lassana Fofana, Clarence Roy Macaulay. Now all you still they can go outside of Freetown for go now rebel zones for go talk peace. And I was very critical. But believe you me, when I apply for work in our government, they don't say because this man in our government critical. They examine me thoroughly. And now when I work in our parliament, the president himself, President Kaba, he called me for working outside cabinet as a assistant secretary. That is what we need. We need professionals and we're able to give this passionate advice to government. And then the development can reach every sector. But the economic policy of governments now from DPC to the wire, now more of engaging our party membership and keeping them happy, such that even when they're now we know they too, we na party na kenema na bo. We read they sing. They sing for we. And they sing serious sing, say out hard. Because the general benefit is not reaching the people. The general benefit is reaching those who are anchored with the party. That is a major problem if we correct them. If we say no more party beneficiaries, it's going to be for the chiefdom, for the township, for the district, for the country. I think Leone will be making a major statement that indeed we can justify the loans and grants we will take around the world.
So the problem, it means say we get for begin the refinery from up, from the top man, for clear the aid, the way out and the think, the way out and they run the country and all. Because this theory you talk so, we find out say the president since have been on talking publicly say they're not going for work with who that no support him or who that no vote for him. You know, so it means say if he don't talk that word, in appointments they all get for based on political. And if that's not the case, he not go actually put the people in way sabi, but the people in way support them and ready for lead on and mass them at any point. And none not go able for stand up to them and say no, this way they do so, you're not correct. If you go so, it go among we this way. Let we do this way, you know. And if we get the presidents, the ministers, the department heads them, and everybody, as you don't talk, even one person will go overseas because of a name on who side come out, they call them back. And when they call about it, they bring kind of expertise because when they pull the person and you don't sabi, they don't bring cancel, and then they replace that with party picking. So who's how we get for head with all of them things there? The economic part where we do so right now, we will see any light at the end of the tunnel if we remove people when are the experts and replace them with people when are political sycophants them.
Gladly, when you summarize all many points so powerfully, boss. Gladly, who say we could do? Well, we go sleep. We go there now. Right now, we be there now blackouts. Rain don't begin done. We don't begin see 5 gallon they pass across. Now they there now. Right now, we there with rest price don't go up because last week we ago, I tell you say now 922 leons for wholesale, but this year we start around 700 and 750. You don't jump massively. So they there now. Right now, we there with increase in tax system. We did the tax left, right, and center. The NRA, they do very good job. I'll tell you like they do very, they want with the NRA. They job is hard, but they try. But they defend the money any kind of way. But the one that they do tax back, now they very people in way for produce for the country. Like I tell you, our industrial base in this country was 10% 2003 industry. 2022, our industry base dropped by 3%, so from 10 to 7%. What I talk so? The African Development Bank. Where, Leone? Can we simply focus on these industries? But then how do you bring industries? Do you know why I make it drops? You know it drops from 10% to 7%, now because we have energy deficiency. We have energy deficiency. I cannot invest in a country where energy is going to be dependent on me buying my own generator and buying fuel for the markets. You know, go work so. But this is the reality. So our reality is really that we, even Liberia here, can give us our reality. Because in Liberia, the GDP per capita, when you shape the GDP across all the people in Liberia, each man as of 2022, they owe $1,200 now. And so yes, this is our own share of the country in productivity. When you come to Sierra Leone with GDP per capita, we shape we money we don't get out from last shape and say, okay, Cyril Django, Ilyasaba, everybody there can take you on. You only receive $620. So now when they make you say, what's about global context, not belful talk. Because even the Gambia is also above $1,000 GDP per capita, Gambe, yeah, yes, very next door. We now 500, 600, now with the Hoover. What is it that these guys are doing with the economy? What is it? Infrastructure and energy should be the sole objective of any economic policy. Look at the US. Okay, don't forget about the US. No country. Rwanda really don't agenda. When they want to make a difference, they sit down by infrastructure. That man, they build road and tech, they build schools, hospitals, offices, and build and tech. Then go down the front by the energy, then build and tech. Naturally, investments begin come. We begin area one that do advance. Because then two things then they. What's in doing? Now because misfits simply get party cards, line up for praise the pape. Oh, you for Mr. Sabi for Miss Secretary, you line up, and then they lavish with praise, and that is how you become handpicked for critical person in the country. And what do you get? Look how you don't summarize bad policy advice. But however, in terms of economic growth, there is in fact economic growth in Sierra Leone, but relegated to them one and way they near the presidency. Now then they benefit now. If you not believe, come take trip now, Gloucester, Kisi, you know that I'm here. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there at all, but I go there this past weekend. I say, nasty roads, but massive mansions. Would I get this? This na that man there where they walk. Okay. Would I get down there? Oh, this na that commissioner where they walk. Okay. Would I be on top of the hill so where in building all man the Siam na regions, you could see na Leicester, they say na that former man when say be only you. I said, well done. So there is economic development, but it is only quarantined developments where they only meet them one way they near the south side, they posting the sheep, the money there. That's how we they go now.
See, so thank you. Thank you very much. You know, something if I don't just talk about the policies, they don't talk about the economy and not mix out anything, and that's exactly you don't do so. For tell me about who's we they go. And what we do up to with the kind of debts where we get, the kind of we pay debt every other day, with the kind of less copper we get from we natural resources. Salone get copper, but nothing they come inside the country at all. And then the few way they come, you get people them again within our government, we belongs to the party, where they build us now the remote area, then they not even make the word them. Like you say, you go work on a Gloucester, now then side and day. And interesting thing we talk about so. We don't hear people and say that they live in Gloucester. In waka kana Calvaton, it begin wonder now. If I live in a mountain court, for like go Gloucester, I have to take transport, go up for big college, go na Leicester Junction, go up na Gloucester. It's expensive. But in the waka from Gloucester Canon, it show you how the place then short. But not kind of the data for past day because of the road is too bad. And if we can get all of them, they are connected, and then when are the infrastructure, the energy come inside, Salone go kick, but. Now, since we don't get, waiting.
Fact. If you use him for no side, talk about so. Fact. If only them make good there and safe no more, them build the good there all the under. It add to we GDP states. But anyway, you don't talk. Thank you very much, boss.
All right, thank you. I think thank you because then side of the Akiari people in the talk say are the waka. Then even if we go on a Fabe College, for example, you work from Fabe College, kind on a mountain, Savage Car mountain, called the other side. You go up now the Leicester Junction, Gloucester. Yes, the country is small. It just left to the sense. Stay to this time with the guy say, I let for go and wait happen at the traffic. Because Wabo Pankisi road, Fobe road, and all that waiting them traffic, not give you anywhere for go. Whereas if you connect, yeah, Alexa if you pass now, yeah, do so it go connect you on the other side. And we get all of them, the infrastructure then all of the roadmap then they all what we need now possibly get sense for you for say, let we work smart, let we not work hard. But Salone will work hard, but not they work smart. And they probably and If not for work hard, possibly the total market, they get big time money. So not to hard, na smart work, now you get the thing. And that smartness, then in the World Bank, IMF, then they use on top we, and they make a lot of money on top we, whilst we continuously make to the but now we get the money. Thank you very
Yes,
much
you guys.
for joining me inside the program this morning.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all of your viewers. Yeah, have a nice day.
All right, you too. Oh, Salone. You know, this country, not country for we all. We need people that we get sense for work smart. Not to follow we the work hard. Una I do not need work, una need that. But work not they safe, I do work. So because work not they, money not they, we dey work hard. We dey work hard, but we dey get nothing they come. We just dey work hard every day. We carry them back suffer. We dey stress we self, nothing all day. And the one the way then a few position when they see the money, then they use them on top. We aid nothing all day. Anyway, it is well. We all need for no waiting for at this particular point. Also, the left on this morning, one for tell thank you. So we get quick joining us this morning. We get sense bad. They sabi analyze the economy. If they be they listen to them from the time we don't begin analyze. I wonder also for me right now, but see sabi now. This country also right now where you criticize or where you analyze things where they feel say no they in their favor, then tend for class you one kind way, then tend for they give you some kind of names, and tend for the look you one kind eye. Like how that a man say, then go begin to watch you ping, then say you don't Chris. Anyway. That's what we did. Thank you for you who don't like, don't share the program, and you who don't subscribe. I appreciate you. Thanks to the producer for this program. My name is Semepe, the Field of Fight. Until meet again on it by God in power. On for say God bless you, country Israel, where we call we are. Thank you and good day.
In the heart of Sierra Leone, a beacon shines so bright. We are online TV, spreading truth and light, helping those in need, lifting spirits high. With every story told, they reach for the sky. We are standing strong and true, bringing hope and news to the people through and through. From the government to the streets, they